Good morning, Craig. How's it going? Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. I would definitely need to consider because I have two third stage interviews this week. In fact, I was able to move one of them, the one that was scheduled for the 20th of March to the 16th of March to this week, Thursday. I would need to ask for a little bit of time coming back if possible. I can't say for sure. I'd like to say that it's Friday. It depends on when the other guys make a decision, but this is the final stage and they would be making a decision this week or early next week. All of them are so exciting, and the good thing about it is that all of them will take me in slightly different directions. That's why there's no clear preference. I am equally excited about them all. Awesome, thanks Craig. Thank you. Bye. So I got one off. What a good day to start Monday. I didn't even have to come on here to say, hey, it's Monday, and I'm hoping this week will be the week because it already began. And as you can see, I am I do not feel good. I wasn't even able to like wash my face or anything. I mean, I woke up with a huge migraine and I laid in bed for like an hour thinking if I just not move, it will go away. It will just go away and things are gonna be back on track. And not the case. So I pushed myself out to get some painkillers, doing myself a coffee, and I'm very hot right now. I was very cold and I'm very hot. I'm thinking, do I have temperature or something? I need to find a thermometer. Anyway, one down, two to go. Oh yeah, two. You may be wondering, two? Who's the other company? Well, the Canadian agency got back to me last night. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm gonna be scheduling an interview with them now. But I do need to figure out where my thermometer is because I'm conscious that I may be a little bit sick. I have a problem with sweet stuff like biscuits or coconut sweets. If they're in the house, I will eat them. I have very limited control of myself when it comes down to eating biscuits. Especially like warm coffee or tea is the best thing in the world, aside from condensed milk of course, and pomegranate. It's taken me immense amount of power not to take a biscuit when I make a coffee. I'm thinking, when I have a treadmill, hopefully in a month's time, I will just work it all off. But then I'm thinking, what if I don't get the treadmill? What if I get used to having biscuits every day? At the same time, I can't just throw them away, can I? Why would I ever throw away such, tasty things that make you happy or unhappy or anxious or whatever? And Amon wouldn't eat it. Amon would take forever eating one biscuit at a time. By the time he eats 2 or 3, they'll be stale. That's at the pace at which Amon processes food. Anyway, I'm thinking like, what do I do with them? They're downstairs in a pack. I've had a few over the last couple of days and I'm thinking, should I just throw them away? Or should I just eat them? Or should I just eat them all in one go so I don't have to think about it? So I'll let you know what happens in a couple of days time. But for now, for tonight, I'm thinking, I almost took one right now when I was making my coffee. Thinking maybe I should, see how I feel before throwing them away fully. I really hate how all of my videos end up being in this room. I was editing this vlog, this other vlog that hasn't been released yet yesterday, but every single shot in that vlog was filmed in a different location and it was so much more fun to watch. But my reality right now is that I'm sat in this room and it's morning and I'm having my grapes for breakfast. Look, I woke up feeling extremely thirsty and then I went downstairs, had this drink, soft drink that made me even more thirsty. Could have drank some water, but I'm not a water drinker. I don't know. So I got myself some grapes and I really feel like having grapes right now and coffee. Grapes and coffee, do not judge me. I have an update to share with you. The interview that was supposed to happen on Thursday at 3 p.m. got moved to tomorrow, 10 a.m. It's a good thing because tomorrow will be a day where all of the last interviews will happen for them in the morning and for the other company in the evening at 8 p.m. not looking forward to that, but whatever. Another thing that's good about the fact that it's tomorrow is that they will let me know, hopefully, of their decision sooner. If it was to happen Thursday 3 p.m, they would need probably more time, and I need to get back to that other agency who offered me the job already on Friday or Monday. So all in all, I think it's a better thing to have the interview tomorrow. So today is going to be the day when I will be preparing myself for it. So both of these interviews are non-technical interviews. Usually stage 2 of the interviews are when they ask you knowledge-based questions about the job itself. The last stage of the interview process is just to explore everything else. Actually, they haven't shared the agenda for any of this, but usually the last stage interviews are the interviews to see the candidate one more time, refresh them in your memory, try and gauge the soft skill side of things, try to gauge the character, how, you know, whether you're gonna work well together, trying to gauge whether you are the right fit. For me, it's one of the most important things, because in terms of technical knowledge, you can gain it easily. It all comes with practice, and if you have some brain in you, it won't take long to learn a new skill. But then again, when it comes down to your soft skills, your character, that's something that's a little harder to mold, and it's not something that someone will be open up to amending, and it's a more complicated side of things to deal with if there's no fit. It's very important for me to know that people I will be working with are the people I want to work with, are the people I feel comfortable around, are the people that are on the same wavelength as me, look at things similarly to me. It just makes all the difference. Yesterday I had my usual Monday business coaching session, and we talked about what are my biggest motivators in terms of this new job. I said, what if I get job offers from all 3 places? It is incredibly hard to choose which one to go for, because every single one of them has their advantages and disadvantages. Things like compensation, remote work, time of working, and here I mean evenings versus the usual 9 to 5. People, the type of business we will be servicing within the company. One of them offers servicing fresh startups with very limited amount of budget to spend, UK focused. Another one will be servicing scale-ups where there will be more budget to work with, and whenever there's more budget to work with, there's more data to look at, there's more insights, it becomes much more interesting. The third option offers a totally different thing. They're mature enterprise level established company, and marketing of that differs dramatically compared to the other 2. My head is a mess right now. Now that my interview got rescheduled from Thursday to Wednesday, I can't go through the process of figuring out which option would suit me best if I was to get all 3 job offers. That was my plan for today. I was planning to write down all of the benefits and negatives and everything about the 3 options and just work through it, but I can't do that today, because today is going to be the day when I will be preparing for the interview tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what that prep will entail, but I will just do my best at refreshing my knowledge on what the company is all about, looking through their social, potentially stalking the people who will be interviewing me tomorrow, things like that. And that's gonna be my day today. I'm not sure if I told you before, but I love using Pomodoro apps. There's so many of them online. I'm using the one for free. The most awesome part of it is that it gives you a Pomodoro, like a tomato, every time you complete a 25-minute streak. It gives you 25 minutes to focus on a task, and then it gives you 5 minutes of rest and doing whatever you need to do, and then you go back to working on something for 25 minutes, and the cycle repeats, and then you get, I think after 4 Pomodoros you get a 15 longer mini break. So I just love it because it does help me focus on stuff. I am very intentional with what I'm doing, as opposed to sometimes I would have an urge to check my email or check Instagram or I don't know, do something. But when I have that timer on, I'm just telling myself that I need to focus on this, and everything else I want to do, I'll just do afterwards. And it's so fun. Sometimes at the end of a long day, like today for example, I'm spending all day preparing for the 2 interviews I'll have tomorrow. I end up having a lot of Pomodoros here, and it's so fun. I mean, of course I know that I may have spent a lot of hours doing something, learning something, but seeing it in front of your eyes, seeing the collection of all the tomatoes I've earned, it's so much fun. I don't know why, it makes me happy. I am preparing for this interview, so I've been on multiple pages of their site trying to understand more of what the business is all about, trying to learn what solutions and services they offer, how they operate, etc, etc. Because I usually work with a tech vertical, this is slightly different, so it's kind of new to me and I'm trying to learn about this area as much as I can. I've downloaded a few ebooks from their site to learn the industry, learn what the challenges are, what the status of affairs is, and this is awesome. I'm really learning so much and it's very interesting as well. So tomorrow if you ask me anything on the subject, I would have an idea of what to say as opposed to just coming in with no knowledge at all and saying, hey, but I will learn when the time comes and when I will need to. I've noticed that it's so easy to say that I am, for example, driven and ambitious and this, that and the other, unless I actually show it in cases like this, in cases where I am being interviewed and I need to show what I've done so far. Even before I become a part of their company, I feel like it will get me a competitive advantage over things. And they do know that I don't have experience in this specific subject, so I'm doing all of the learning now to show that at least I've done something, and I'm keen to continue learning, trying to understand how things work in their world. It is 4 o'clock. My goal is just to continue learning all of that, reading these books, and the thing is, I'm not just reading it, I'm also trying to paraphrase and repeat, memorize things. It works best with me. My memory is awful. If I read all of this today, I may remember something tomorrow, but it won't be as to the point. I'm writing things down in my notebook here. I'm trying to memorize the core points that I'm writing down, and it's just how I learn best. I wanted to ask whether you received the contract we sent it over yesterday.
I did, yes, it came in this afternoon.
Perfect. Were you able to check if we signed everything correctly?
Let me have a quick look.
Okay.
Bear with me.
We also wanted to ask whether you had received the answers to the outstanding inquiries that you had with the solicitors.
I think I've seen an email come in today, but I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I'll try and get to it by the end of the day.
So yeah, our plan is definitely to. Would you be able to quickly check the email to see if they've answered the inquiries or there's still something pending, so we can understand if there's still more time needed or if we're ready to go? Oh, they've still mentioned some problems or something like that.
Yeah, they've asked me to put another indemnity policy.
So they're not happy with the current one?
A different one for a different problem.
Oh, for a different problem, okay. I have a question, is that this thing regarding the indemnity policy for that extension, how come this wasn't found out earlier in the process? Isn't this quite a early thing to identify it? We had a couple months to identify that, right? Or what was the reason why it's only coming up now?
It was just something that as I was reading through it initially, I just didn't quite pick up on, essentially. But that's sort of the point of me going through everything, is to make sure that when we're doing the report, that's sort of like our final look over the overall of the documentation.
Natalie, stop. 100%.
100%.
So basically, they put so little time into each account, they're not finding these obvious things that could have saved time earlier on with all the previous inquiries they did, right? They don't spend much time on each account. They, like, in all the months in between, they had all this chance to read it and go through and check this kind of stuff, but they don't. And you know how a lot of solicitors, they all mark themselves on, we'll get you from buying to in the house within 2 months or something. Like they say, like, we have this really fast turnaround times. Like the other one we looked at have the online tracking, right? They have really fast turnaround times, right? This guy's 5 months. I know some of it was from the other solicitor side, but I'm sure some of it was from their side. I mean, this one is from their side. So if they don't get an indemnity policy, we're not going to be able to get it next week. They work for us.
On our behalf, there haven't been any chasing. It's been us chasing everybody else.
We have to chase them as well. Like, they're supposed to tell us about what's going on. Like, I don't believe that the email came in from them today. It probably came in yesterday or the day before.
It's so unsettling just working with them. It is so...
Yeah, and they haven't responded. Remember we sent an email saying, have you sent the contracts to us on Friday, right? They didn't reply to that email. They just took it in the inbox and didn't respond to it.
Okay. Oh dear, it is 8 o'clock in the evening. I've spent 6 hours, I think, just doing research, learning about the company. 6 hours sounds like a lot, but I was really trying my best to remember the way they speak about themselves so that I could use the same language. Anyway, I've done that, and then I was like, they're not gonna ask me that tomorrow, most probably. But anyway, I did a competitor analysis. I got a few free trials and looked at their marketing presence in the competition, how their competitors, what they do, how strong they are, how much media spend they use in comparison to this company. I have a top level overview of what's going on that front, and I was like, let me go on Glassdoor, read reviews of the interview process and what employees generally think about the company. And I don't know, man, I should have done that, I don't think, because a lot of people are not liking the way the company operates. Management keeps changing way too often, and that's never good. They're saying that they're not paying enough. Well, in comparison to the other office only have one, but you know, I don't know, man. It's just a little bit negative, and I'm thinking, I was really excited about this job. This was the most exciting job, and I think the only reason why this job is the most exciting to me, and I didn't do that analysis yet, when remember the one I was talking about in the morning. My biggest motivators is a team, a really awesome team that I can get on with, and in this case it's there. Salary and hybrid working options, plus an ability to, you know, do something other than what I've been doing for a very long time, plus ability to, I don't know, it seemed like such a good option for me, and having read all of those reviews, I'm reconsidering, and I'm just feeling so demotivated, and I don't know, I still need to prepare appropriate responses for soft skills questions, and questions like, what are your weaknesses and stuff, because I have no idea what to say. I know, but I don't. These are certain, I'd like to prepare for those kind of questions. I don't want to say things that will be too transparent, things that shouldn't be said in an interview setting. It's tiring preparing for it. I didn't prepare as much to the previous interview, you know. The only reason why I'm pushing myself so hard right now is because I thought this would be the most exciting thing, and all of a sudden I think I got myself too hyped about things, and now I'm letting myself get demotivated before I know whether they give me an offer in the first place, and before I know that truth that I've read online is going to be the truth for me. I understand that there's thousands of departments, thousands of people, and you know, I can't be using a blanket approach. A few people may have had poor experiences and maybe undervalued and not compensated enough for their efforts. It doesn't necessarily mean that I will be going through the same thing, and through the interview process I'm going through currently, it doesn't seem to be the case. So I should probably stop overthinking and prepare a little bit more, find answers to questions I don't quite know how to answer, and end it there. You know, tomorrow interviews at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll get it out of the way first thing and start preparing for my next one, which will be at 8 p.m.